Closed captioning is brought to you by Insect Defend Tags. Deep-free protection from biting insects.
Our Canadian sport fishing website is a wealth of information, whether you're fishing in North America or you're planning a trip down south. For example, some people contact me through our department, Ask Italo, and of course I answer the questions for them. And they say, I'm planning a trip down south. It could be Florida, Cuba, maybe Mexico. And they ask me things like, do you know of any good people that we can hire to take us fishing? Or can we catch fish from shore? Or what gear should we take? And you can probably find good people to take you fishing. You can probably catch fish from shore. And you probably have or can get the right gear for your trip before you leave Canada. For example, what I'm holding up here is an 8-foot 2-piece spinning rod. It's made by Rapala. It's part of the Magnum line, and it's rated for line weight from 15 to 30 pound test. We consider that heavy action. It's also equipped with an XI reel that has a high capacity spool. It probably holds about 200 yards of 30-pound test braid. So this outfit will actually suffice for fish up to about 20-30 pounds. If you're going to go for fish that are larger than that, you're better taking a boat rod with a trolling reel and putting on 50 or 80-pound test monofilament or braid. Now let me tell you a little bit about the connections, because this is a little bit different than fishing back home. On this particular outfit, I have 50-pound titanium braid. And as you can see, I have a swivel to attach my braid to, and then I have a fluorocarbon leader. And as a safety, something that's very standard in saltwater fishing, you either use a bimini twist or a braided knot to make yourself double line before you attach it to your terminal tackle. So there's my perfect braid, my double line, and then I've used the tri-lean knot to attach it to my swivel. Now, because I'm using a heavy fluorocarbon leader, this particular one is 50-pound test, I'm going directly to the lure. You can see that I've made a knot that has an eye in it, so the lure is free to swim from side to side. So I don't really want to cut that because fluorocarbon is expensive to retie another lure. So what I do is I simply use a loop, and I'll just show you here. Whenever I want to change lures, I pre-tie my lures on the fluorocarbon leader, and I just use a big loop, and I'm going to pass the lure through the loop. So there's my leader with my lure on it, okay, right there. So if I'm not using that, I just wrap it up and put it in my box. Now if you take some of this heavier gear with you, even spinning gear, if you use a pretty heavy braided line, take some fluorocarbon, I'd say for some of the larger fish, at least 50-pound test fluorocarbon, and a bunch of wobbling lures and jigs, you're probably going to have a very enjoyable trip. You know, we're here in Mexico and you can see the beautiful islands that we're fishing just offshore, and we're running live bait, and Barbara's got something on. We're not sure what it is. You know, the nice thing about being here in Mexico and Mazatlan is that the land is very rugged, and you got a combination of a lot of rocky shorelines and structure. So you can fish very close to the shoreline to catch some really nice fish, or you can go offshore and go for some of the billfish, the dorado, tuna, larger mackerel. So it's amazing. You know, Barb watched me get the first rooster fish with Jonathan. They're such hard fighters, and these reels that we're using, the hydros, have 80-pound braid on there. And the rods are made like for tarpon fishing. They're 2-piece Magnum rods, and they're ideal for this kind of fishing. One of the nice things about Serena is that the chef Hector said that if the fishermen catch some fish for eating, they actually can bring their fish in.
Yes, of course.
And then he will do them up. Hector is a master chef, you know. One of the things that we really enjoyed here, every day when we come back from the fishing, what he'll do is he'll do small portions. It's almost like an appetizer after an appetizer, like sashimi, ceviche, which are raw fish dishes that are done in different sauces, like soya sauce and lime and oil and things. And then he'll do all kinds of fish, different recipes. So just delicious meals. Now, Jonathan, jacks are common all over the rocky shorelines?
Yes.
How big will they get?
They get 30 pounds.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty big. This is a small one, but you know what? It fought hard. It was perfect for Barbara.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, we're gonna let Jonathan grab it, Barb. If you can
Okay.
pull it up. Yep. Yep. Just be very careful. Watch out, Barb. This is nice to have Jonathan do all the work.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it by the tail. Gotta be careful. You can see how beautiful this fish is. You can't eat the jacks, but we're releasing the fish today. Maybe if we get some of the smaller, good eating fish. They're very, very powerful. You can see big mouths. Pretty soon he should start grunting here, and then we're going to be releasing it in a minute. I'll tell you what, they put up a lot of resistance. Barbara, well done. You know what? We're going to put him back in the water, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to hang over the side. I don't think it's going to take long before he takes off. I can feel him wanting to go. You know, normally you drop saltwater fish over. So I'm just going to keep him in there a little bit, and he's grunting. Yeah. There he goes. Look at that. Right towards the bottom.